this is Two Ladies Midwest Adventures. I'm Julietta, and this is the epilogue ending of the book. Just over 7 years have passed since our ordinary family trip turned into a heavenly trip that changed all our lives. People have often asked us why we waited so long to tell Colton's story. Well, there's a couple reasons. First, though it's been 7 years since the hospital ordeal, our emergency dash from Greeley to the doctor in Imperial turned out to be only the beginning of the story. As you've read in these pages, we received the details of Colton's extraordinary journey in bits and pieces over a period of months and years. So it's been some time since his brush with death. The rest of the story took a while to unfold. Then, when we began to share with others what happened, many people told us, you should write a book, to which Sonia and I responded, us? Write a book? Yeah, right. For one thing, we couldn't get our head around the idea that everyone would want to read about us. Then there was the whole writing a book thing itself that sounded to us about a notch lower on the huge undertaking scale than flying into the moon. Sure, I edited my college newspaper and Sonia wrote a lot in pursuit of her master's degree, but we both had jobs we loved. Children to raise and a church to care for. And you have to sleep sometime. It was only after Phil McCallum, a pastor friend, offered to make some introductions to get the right publishing people around us, that we thought we might actually be able to make a book happen. Even that, though, was a matter of timing. Seeing as parents, we were concerned about Colton. A lot of people love his story because of all the details about heaven. We like that too, but then there's that hospital part when we all walk through terror and misery for what seemed to be an eternity. That was still tender territory, and we weren't sure how revealing it would affect Colton. Also, how would he handle the attention? We were concerned about that. We're still concerned. We're from small towns, small schools, small churches. Small is something Colton knows, but the spotlight, we're not so sure. But now, of course, the book was written. Sonia said to me the other day, laughing, I guess we'll have to become author on our bucket list, just so we can cross it off. People have asked us other questions as well, kids especially. We want to know whether Colton saw any animals in heaven. The answer is yes. Besides Jesus' horse, he saw dogs, birds, even a lion. And the lion was friendly, not fierce. A lot of our Catholic friends have asked whether Colton saw Mary, Mother of Jesus. The answer to that is also yes. Saw Mary kneeling down before the throne of God, and at the other time standing beside Jesus. She still loves him, like a mom, Colton said. Another question people ask all the time is how Colton's experience has changed us. The first thing Sonia will tell you is that it absolutely broke us. See, pastors and their families are usually most comfortable with the role of helper and not helpy. Sonia and I have always been the ones who visited sick, brought the meals, cared for others' kids, in times of need. We were adamantly self-reliant, maybe in retrospect to the point of being prideful. But in that grueling stint in the hospital, snapped our pride like a dry twig and taught us how to be humble enough to accept help from other people, physically, emotionally, and financially. It's good to be strong and able to bless others, yes, but we learned the value of being vulnerable enough to let others be strong for us, to let others bless us. That, it turns out, was a blessing to them as well. Another way Colton's story had changed us is we are bolder. We live in a day and time when people question the existence of God. As a pastor, I was always comfortable talking about my faith, but now in addition, I talk about what happened to my son. It's the truth, and I talk about it, no apologies. Meanwhile, here in Imperial, the business of living goes on just the same as it does for families all across small-town America. Cassie is 13 and headed for high school in the fall. Last night was a big night for her. She tried out for the high school show choir. Her youngest, Colby, is reaching a milestone. He's starting kindergarten this year. Which is a good thing because he was starting to drive his preschool teachers nuts. As for Colton, he turned 11 this month in September and will enter 6th grade. He's a regular kid in every way. He wrestles and plays ball, plays the piano and the trumpet, but he isn't too wild about school. He says his favorite subject is recess. Yeah, that's everybody's favorite subject. Let's see. He still talks about heaven occasionally. He hasn't claimed to have gone on any more trips to have any kind of special ongoing connection with eternity. Despite his supernatural journey, his relationships with his siblings are natural as can be. Colby follows Colton around little brother style, and they fight over who stole whose action figures. Cassie, meanwhile, the long-suffering older sister. This was demonstrated perfectly when we were all trying to think up a good title for this book. I suggested Heaven by 4. Sonia suggested Heaven, according to Colton. Cassie suggested He's back, but he's no angel. In the end, though it was Colton who inadvertently came up with the title about Christmas time. Oh, there's no space between that. Christmas time is apparently one word in this book. Around Christmas time in 2009, we had taken a family trip down to Texas and were sitting with our editor at Starbucks in Dallas, discussing the book. She looked across the table at our oldest son and said, "Colton, what do you want people to know from your story?" Without hesitation, he looked at her in the eye and said, "I want them to know that heaven is for real." Todd Burpo, Imperial, Nebraska, May 2010. Okay. Let's see. And that is the end of that. There's other timeline of events. There's a lot of timelines of events. Well, that is the end of this book. Definitely life-changing. You should read it. It's good. Like and subscribe so we can get to 1,000 subscribers to start beekeeping. And stay blessed, make the world a better place one person, one moment at a time. Jenny, say hi.
Hello.
I can offer my opinion later in maybe another video on how I felt about the book and that. Hi.
Hi. You smell great.
You weirdo.
You smell like perfume.
Well, no, duh. It's hair soap. Ugh.
No.
Like and subscribe so we can get to 1,000 subscribers so we can start beekeeping.
Okay.